Coucou les coucous! Bienvenue à un nouveau jeu que j'essaye. C'est un de ces free games qui était sur Epic. J'ai aucune idée à quoi m'attendre. Je l'ai vu, j'ai fait it looks interesting enough que je le veux pogner. Interesting enough que je vais l'installer. Puis ce soir, je suis dans un mood d'enregistrer. Fait que j'ai pesé sur le Python Launch Game. Ok, le son est probablement beaucoup trop fort. Ah, bobo! Right, qu'est-ce qu'on a? Gameplay, Intermap, Autosave, Enable, Wrist. Ok, je fais le tour des options sans vous autres et je regarde le message du même coup, je vous reviens. Tutorial, extensive. Tutorial d'un film. Oui, je les veux probablement, là. Ah, ok, intéressant. Oh, wow, ok, tu peux... Dans les difficultés, tu peux dire quand tu as des rerolls, genre combien de rerolls tu veux avoir. Tu peux le faire pour les ennemis aussi, tu peux donner des rerolls aux ennemis et leur donner des bonus. Player miss streak by increasing 2 hit chance. Alright. Ok, fait que je m'attends à. Rendu là, je m'attends à un truc à la XCOM. J'ai jamais été fan de XCOM, là, fait que. Okay, je remarque que ça bouge quand je clique en arrière. Fun, yeah, sure, ok. Qu'est-ce que les trois petits points? Start module. Empty. Okay. New game. Choose a visual style. Default is recommended. This can also be customized as setting. Description, text background, CRT filter. Welcome to character creation. Start by picking a difficulty for your playthrough. Difficulty can be changed during gameplay. Ok, c'est des trucs qu'on regardait. Et damage, enemy damage reroll. 0, the system will roll any of the enemy damage dice roll that time and pick the most favorable one to the enemy. Fait qu'il y a moins 2 reroll, on dirait. Ignore food. Does not need to consume food. XP for... Okay, quelqu'un qui est down reçoit de l'XP. Overland map. The main PC can never die in combat. Alright. C'est the thing with a minimum focus on combat and grinding. J'aime qu'ils me mettent sur normal par défaut. Sur easy par défaut. On va rester easy. The class for your character. Classes define a character role in the party by adding certain exclusive abilities. Je regarde ça sans vous. We are back. Right. On va y aller randomly. 2. The Bard. Alright, good enough. Look at background for your character. Background add points in skill, influence, starting condition, and narrative content. Fuck, I'm a bard. Snake cultist. Poison resistance. Okay. Was ready to defend. Dispense holy wisdom. Be it imperial gospel or the profane rambling of the heretic. Kissing nobles Ars has made you a master navigating the cutthroat politic of the imperial lake court. Self-thievery. Entertainer, diplomacy, thievery. Ex-legionnaire, the old breed, forged and tempered by the hardship of soldiering. Now belong to the ever-growing fraternity of fellow men and women with sacred, scarred body and broken minds who roam the empire in search for a quiet piece of land to call home. Blockade carrying capacity. Crafting diplomacy, toughness, healing lore. Diplomacy lore. Fire resistance. Athletic crafting. Sword, athletic, vitalité, poison resistance, street rat, thug, vagabond, wildling, stealth survival. With the once mighty legion, y en a d'autres en bas que j'ai pas vu, non. In decline, this is the age of the self-store and mercenary. There is no shortage of those willing to pay a professional to wreak violence on others, and you are very good at your job. On va y aller avec self-store. Attribute point to your primary attribute and skill. These go a long way toward defining your characters mechanically. Okay. Alright, primary, skill, secondary, fait que ça affecte. Ok, pas nécessairement. Combat stat, defense, skill, j'ai 6. C'est quoi? Si je fais abort? Ok, non, je veux pas recommencer du début. Je me rappelle, j'avais un d'athlétique, puis pas un skill de combat quelconque qui me donnait plus 1, là, ou 1. Skills, athletic, lore, I am a bard. Healing is used in camp to increase the rate of wound recovery for wounded characters. It also influences the amount of vitality regained from healing potions used in dialogue tests when dealing with medical issues and such. Crafting is used when creating item at crafting stations. Count encumbrance from headwear. These are the feats derived from your class. Distribute your development point in them to gain benefit in new abilities. Ranks to distribute. Light Weapon Initiate. LI. BASP. Bardic Spellcasting. Barded Initiate. TR. Tradecraft. Backstabber. Fait que ça c'est mon côté rogue. Ok, fac. Il faut que je mette 3 points pour avoir... Passive ability, allow character to perform backstab against vulnerable target. Increase backstab damage. Ok. %. Plus un to hit. Plus 4 accuracy. Maneuver. Active spellcasting. Allow the character to begin studying School of Spellcasting to learn spell, pick and invest in one or more schools. You're at least level 5. Ouais, 5. Learn 2 new spells from Bardic Mage skill. Tier 1. Ok, c'est heavy en choses à faire. Plus diplomatie, ok, c'est bon. Increase attunement, plus 5 attunement, on va mettre un point. Je veux pas plus un diplomatie. Je veux pas nécessairement plus un lore. Continue. By editing their appearance. I am a bard. Une grosse tignasse. Main, secondary, tertiary cutter are purely cosmetic. Type a name and press continue. Name must be between 2 and 10 characters long and may only contain standard English letter A to Z. Prologue. On a passé combien de temps là-dessus? 11 minutes. On the wine dark, raging seas of outer isles, a lone caravel struggle against the wind and waves towards the accursed island of Idra. Je peux pas payer les horaires pour continuer. 2 heures du matin, jour 151. Position 10-20. Overcast night. Wind and wave, non, il pleut pas encore. The Zephyr. Waking up. The moan of creaking timbers, the tang of preserved fish. Your eyes slowly adjust to the darkness of the ship dimly lit hold. Ow. Suddenly, something strikes the hull of the ship the ship rocks violently. Your heart begins to pound and feeling unease grow in your stomach. Rise, well rested and ready to go. Get up, mouth dry and head pounding. From deep meditation. I'm a bard. I'm aware of agitated voice shouting up on the decks. Something is not right. You should make your way up to the top and get a bearing of the situation. Be on your way. Can't be far now. A desk with a maritime navigation map. The map is labeled the Outer Isles and a course is drawn towards the island named Idra. Something just struck the ship. Interactable 1. Moving the cursor of an interactable object will make a yellow outline appear. Not yet, right, just à côté. Use right trigger to interact an object and press left trigger to examine it. Dans le left trigger, je peux-tu avoir des claviers souris, s'il vous plaît? Back right click, you see a chest. E pour inventaire, je peux essayer sur des pitons random que je connais. Light Club. Pourquoi j'ai un point d'exclamation sur lui? Apparemment parce que c'est un nouveau. Alright, si je regarde mes attributs. Je pense pas avoir eu le choix d'un choix de race. Abilities. Passive. 1 athlétique. 3 vitalité. 3% bonus light. Light weapon. Piercing damage. Traveler garbs. Wait, rough but functional woolen clothing. Well suited for travel and venturing if you can learn to live with the itching. Notre torche. To your surprise, you realize that this door has been locked from the outside. It doesn't budge. Perhaps you could slip the lock with a thin blade or use something to smash it. Use dagger. Slip the dagger through a gap in the door and lift the bar that was locking you in. The door begins to creak open. Thanks, me. As the door swings open, you can now clearly make out cries from the deck above. You should make haste. Short, hunting arrow, leather armor, steel helmet, lesser tonic. Soak. Encumbrance is a measure of how much your armor and equipment reduce your ability to act freely. Does not affect different skills. Armor effect, dodge, steel. Damage absorption, ok, j'étais comme quantité d'eau. Reduced by a random amount ranging from 0 to the character combined soak. Ok, fait je retire. Oh. Attack bleeding. Nice gold. Whoops, oh, ok. Plus 0, vitalité. You stop dead and as you narrowly avoid stepping in a rust-red puddle. The stench of blood fills your nostril as you look around in the dim light of the hold. You realize someone or something fought for their lives here. Same moment the thought hit you, a hiss sounds from the shadows. You squint toward the shadows, a hunched, feral-looking form slowly slinks forwards. Tiny, disgustingly human-like hands. Ugh. Yellow fang and a grotesquely dexterous pink tail leave no doubt of the creature's rodent nature. Though as it emerged from the shadows, it became abundantly clear that what may have started life as a common ship rat has now grown into something that has no right to exist. A second hiss sounds behind you and the abomination lunge at you. Initiative earned. Combat character act in order of initiative. You can view the initiative in order by using the initiative widget on the left side of the screen. Moving the cursor over the widget make it pops out. Right. Note that moving the cursor over a name will make the character outline flash on the battlefield. The widget on the lower right side represents the character action point. The yellow pips represent movement point. The violet pips represent attacks. You can move a number of tiles, each come back equal to your movement point and attacks. Spending attack to move means you won't be able to attack that turn. This is a way of moving extra far. Performing attack will clear out all remaining movement points. Okay, ça finit tout. In other words, when attacking will end the character in most cases. Holding left trigger in combat brings up the tactical overlay. It means you to see the exact position of characters in the underlying grid. Yet for glory. Status ready. Unaligned hostile. Lesser vermin. Rabid rat. Move cat. Dirt. Walk cat. Perform attack. No spells available. No maneuver to perform. Pass turn and defend. Hold action until end of turn. Ok, il s'est rendu à moi. Cannot fire in melee. Quickly infectious. Okay, fine. Weakly diseased. Elizabeth took 1 damage. Weakly disease. More agility. Can be removed by magic. Victory. 137 XP. Loot the corpses of your enemies. Rat tails. Use in potion of cure disease. Right, are so ubiquitously displayed throughout the empire that certain merchants will pay a bounty for their tails, as will certain alchemists. Des potatoes. Ok, fait que c'est le crafting. Bon, du moins, du cooking. Condition 1. You have contracted disease from your fight with the rats. You may see what condition affecting you by opening the character sheet. All conditions are negative. Merci. Can often be cured by magic or rest. The disease can be cured by a potion. Pick up and equip the lantern to search the area. Continue. Attunement tonic. Restore. Magical attunement attunement. You emerge into the ship lower deck. As your eye adjusts to the darkness, you become aware of a hulking figure standing in the shadow. Elizabeth, here at last, growls a rough voice. Who's there? Show yourself. Freeze and listen carefully. It's Roland. Where the tides have you been? Are you skulking around below decks, planning our landing? Why? The island is inside. The island is inside, but the damn Gilder refused to land. They want to turn back. Or shouted the girl. Did they say why? Holy superstition bilge. They claim they saw something in the water. Right away, our boys are about to show them some very real steel. And no one's get paid. Listen here, I know our boys better than most. We've hired them to go to Idra and kill. If we don't pay them, things will go bad quickly. The sailors are bloody terrified. They claim something is hunting us. Wait, there's a few sailors up ahead. Rattle is a pair of rabbits. Not here to make friends, if that's what you're suggesting. Is there a way past them? There are 2 doors ahead. Take the left, and we should be able to sneak past them without any trouble. Anything else I should know? Let's just get off this bloody boat. Motion for you to take the lead. Roland falls in behind you. From above, agitated shout can be heard. Press right bumper to swap the party leader. Just outside combat such as awareness. Okay. New member joined your party to level up to your current level. Our Arm Master sells sword. Ah, ok, c'est l'inventaire de tout le monde que je regarde, ok. Like, level 1 Arm Master. Like an entry. J'ai pas l'air d'avoir quoi que ce soit à placer. Pourquoi le plus? Ok, fait qu'il y a des choses à mettre. Arm Master, Melee Accuracy, Range Accuracy, Precise Strike. Bred for War, Increase Athletics. Tough as an Elf, Increase. Qu'est-ce que le Toughness fait déjà? Verse Physical. Disease and poison, okay. Okay. Chargers, marching charge. Archery, axe, club, shield, sword, two-handed initiate. Two-hander, alright. Charge bonus. Is charging this bonus is added on top of the base charge bonus. To hit and damage roll. Okay. Something. Note scrawled in crude letters. Cook, I cannot stand another meal of salted fish. There is a limit to how long we can live on salt potatoes and Perklin. Take head or get a dagger in the eyes, and you cheap bastard. Crafting. Craft. Your items will be created. Green. Chance you may produce more than one item. Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. Per cling, 1 potato, 1 salt. Last crafting skill of 2d6 plus 1 versus difficulty this to produce a larger amount. J'ai pas vu c'était quoi qui était là-dedans. Thieves' tools. You each time you pick a lock, so take care to gather supplies. Stealth 1. Press the high button to go into stealth mode. Okay. You emerge into the deck and see two groups of men facing each other with weapons drawn. The ship shakes violently in the grip of a storm as lightning tears across the sky. Amidst the din of storm and their frantic argument, you bellow for the attention of the assembled crewmen and mercenaries. Both the ship captain and the leader of the mercenary you hired, a coarse thug of a man named Estavo, turns their attention to you. They look ready to use the unsheathed weapon in their hand at the slightest provocation. Mon mercenaire flick his dark eyes to you but keep his blade fixed on the desperate captain. There's a reason he's known as Fireblood to his men. I'll hit it. Rich noble girl, but we can always find more sailors. Something dire stalked the shores. We cannot approach without risking the ire of that horror. A jittery mutter of agreement rose from the sailors, causing Estavo's eyes to darken even further. What horror? What have you seen? Not but glimpses. My men have seen the shadow of something deep in the water, stalking us. Nothing natural moves like that. Reneging on our deal based on a glimpse? Our seasons say that we do not balk at shadow. We need to be alive to rescue the girl you speak of. Let me spell this out for you, Sea Dog. We contracted to rescue the girl, but if you don't get us to the shore, we'll gut your guy for free. Ship in mind, certain doom. We shall not get any closer to the coast while I have command. My secrets that I believe you, but my contract with these men does not mention your survival. Do the sis. Must roll. Device. Good. You have the ship crew lower their weapon. The captain's eye flipped between you and Estavo's murderous grin. Speak softly, his voice barely audible over the ship's sailing rate. So be it. May the deep have mercy. Huge monstrous tentacle bursts from the water around the ship. For a split second before the terror sets in, you wonder what Estavo must be thinking as the monsters loom over him. Reaching their full height, the tentacle curves inward and smash into the ship. Flame piercing straight through the deck, others snap the mast like they were matchsticks. You stand frozen in place. Scream, you notice Roland. He throws himself out of the way of the tentacle, but begins to fall overboard of the ship, lurch when ship locomotive. Ready? The rail dodging hole in the rail and wounded man beseeching you for help, hangs by one arm from the side of the ship. He loses grip and your finger closes only around thin air. You miss him by an inch. He falls wordlessly downward. At a raging sea, listing fatality, and you see the great tentacle high above you, poised for the coup de grace in a ship. Wood given flesh. The impact of water wins you. The waves pummel you down. The current beseech you to go deeper. Even deeper. Je sais pas si c'est un autosave, mais on va appeler ça un épisode ici. Que je veux continuer. Je sais pas. Au revoir. Et à bientôt.